So this one we are calling as a router LSA. You need to remember router LSA is also known as LSA1, generated by all the router within the area. Means in this area only, it will not go out. It will be present in this area. As we are saying area 0, these both router are in the area 0. How we know? Because here we put this interface also in area 0, this interface also area 0, this interface is also area 0, this interface is also area 0. So everything is in area 0. So what we need to remember, LSA1 is also known as router LSA, generated by all the router within the area. Then you have the LSA2. LSA2 is also known as network LSA, generated by DR. So here you need to remember LSA2 is also known as network LSA. Who is generating this one? DR. Only DR will generate this one. Among these two, which guy is become DR? If you remember, when we check the neighbor table here, what we have, this is the neighbor. I am here. My neighbor is this one and my neighbor is a DR. You can see here. If I go here and if I check for R1 information, here also I can go in the router 2 and I can type here show IP OSPF neighbor, and you can see here I am checking who is my neighbor. I go inside the R2. I am saying R2, let's check who is your neighbor. So R2 is saying R1 is my neighbor and this is my neighbor ID. Priority is 1, the state is full, but R1 is a BDR. If you remember, we told we have the DR and BDR. If DR available, BDR will not do anything until and unless DR is not available. DR is a team project manager. If we have any problem, we need to tell to DR and BDR. BDR will not take any action. DR will send that information to everyone. So by seeing this one, you know that R1 is a BDR. This is a R1 information. You can see this IP for here. So R2 is saying R1 is a BDR. So now here when you are checking this database table, you can see I am checking in the R1. I am inside this router. When I check here, you can see who advertised this one. R1 advertise or R2 advertise. This IP present to R2. So R2 advertise this information. Network LSA advertised by R2. This one we are calling as a net link state. That is nothing but network LSA. So we need to say here network LSA generated by DR. Why? This guy is a DR and you can see this IP belongs to this guy only. And this one is the link ID, that is the router ID. So this guy only. So in simple, what we need to remember, LSA1 is also known as router LSA, generated by all the router within the area. We have the network LSA generated by only DR. So this guy is a DR. How I know? When I type this command show IP OSPF neighbor, when I type this command show IP OSPF neighbor, it is showing me the neighbor information. When I type this command, it is showing me neighbor information. I am here, my neighbor is this one and he is a DR. So with this command, we know that this guy is